97.7. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
And just like that, we're off, we're running. Another brand new live edition of Talking Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Happy Friday morning. We have made it through the week. 2 hours of our show to go, and then we are done for the week. I know. Just a little bit to go. 256-576-4977. If you would like to join the program throughout the day, what do we have in store today? Well, we'll get you ready for the SEC Big 12 Challenge. We'll run down the games. How many games do you forecast the SEC winning in the SEC Big 12 Challenge? How many do you foresee? We'll run it down. Plus, we've also got to give you some chances. Now, look, I know it's late, and this is our fault. It's late, but it's not. If you have plans, if you don't have any plans tomorrow, and if you would like to go to the Von Brewski Fest, we've got to give away 2 pairs of tickets. I believe pairs. Yeah, 2 pairs of tickets to go to the Von Brewski Fest tomorrow. Here's the disclaimer. You got to be 21 or over to win. I mean, that's pretty simple to figure out. But if you want to go to the Von Brewski Fest, we're going to give you 2 chances this morning to win. So what that'll do is we will take your names. We will pass your names to the Von Braun Center, and then your name will be in the ticket window there. You will go tomorrow and get your tickets. The Von Brewski Fest. So we're going to give you a chance to go sample a gabillion beers there inside the Von Braun Center South Hall. Big time. It's a good time, I guess. If you want to go to that, heads up. We'll have a point for you throughout the show. 256-576-4977. We also got to get you ready for the NFL Conference Championship weekend upon us. You've got the Cincinnati Bengals, Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers, Philadelphia Eagles. We've got that to get through this morning as well. So there is plenty of stuff on the horizon. Plus, we got high school basketball to get you ready for as well. UAH basketball last night. We'll just start there. UAH on the road taking on Shorter. And the Chargers did exactly what they were supposed to do to a team that had come in and lost 19 in a row. Shorter had come in and lost 19 in a row. UAH dominant in every form and fashion last night, and they dismantle Shorter on the road. So they get it done in a big way. Now my computer is wanting me to do all kinds of crazy things here. So the Chargers get it done over Shorter on the road, 88-54. Luke Burnett, Chaney Johnson, 21 points apiece. Both were 8 of 12 from the floor. Max Schulman, 14 points. He had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Hunter Vick, good night for Hunter Vick. He had 10. He was 3 for 3 from behind the arc. So congratulations to the Chargers there. On the women's side, how about this? Andrea Lemon's squad has now posted back-to-back wins. They got a win last night over Shorter, 60-50. So congratulations to them. They got their second straight. Now both teams will head to Lee on Saturday as we have games up there. Make sure you download that 97.7 ESPN The Zone app so you can hear that, because you're going to want to download that app because I believe Alabama basketball is going on and UAH basketball. So if they're both going on at the same time, we only have room for one, and Alabama's going to be there. So you got to download the app so you can if you just download the app so you can have everything. It's just simple as that. Make sure you download the Blitz Sports Radio app as well. So a lot of stuff to get to. So, and I know a lot of people also were paying attention to the show over the past few days, and they we're going to get to the drive that was the drive here in just a minute. We'll just say, so yesterday I know people were calling and they wanted to know which way we were going to go, and everybody said, I believe it was Shane? Sean, is that who called? Bailey, was it Shane or Shane Sean?
Man, I think it was Shane.
Okay, Shane. Wanted to know which way we were going to go and said, hey, look, you guys, the only way to go is through Fort Payne. That everyone said we had to go through Fort Payne, right? And I was like, no, I thought we were going through Mentone. I was like, no. And everyone's like, no, you got to go through Fort Payne. I'm like, I am pretty sure we go through Mentone to do this. No, we did. On the way there, on the way to Rome, Georgia, we did go through Mentone. And it was everything that I thought it would be.
I saw the video that you put up on the Twitter feed, and I was so tempted to put that Tokyo Drift music right behind it.
So we get up there and we go up through Henniger, and after we leave Henniger, it was like, okay, it felt like an amusement park where you were on one of those just little slow kid rides where you're just kind of like, oh, hum. And then all of a sudden we get to Henniger and we get through Henniger and it became not like one of those little kid rides. And so we hit some of those S curves and we were going up and down, and there was a few cars in front of us which really prevented us from opening up the Corolla big time.
Yeah, the cars kept Tokyo in check.
Yeah, for a little bit.
But it kind of reminded me of that video. It kind of reminds me of the roads that you see when you're driving up to Sewanee. Like when you have those mountain roads and it's just absolutely one lane each, curving back and forth, just no room either way to cut in front of anybody.
Oh, when he put the hammer down, we put the hammer down a few times. We put the hammer down. We had the Corolla rolling. Then on the way back, we went through Fort Payne. Yeah. So on the way there, we went through Mentone, and then on the way back, we went through Fort Payne.
How did Fort Payne go?
That one was fine. There were just a few roads there. I mean, that one to me wasn't as bad. I mean, I don't think we Tokyo drifted that one at all. Going to Rome, we felt a little bit of the Tokyo driftness there. But I will say this. We get to Rome, and we go straight to John Henry's. And our good listener, Brandon, was there waiting for us, already had a table. I mean, so we were there at John Henry's, and we walk in. And I'll just say this. If you ever are in Rome or going through Rome, Georgia, and you need to stop for somewhere to eat, it's right in the middle of downtown. I guess you could call it. It reminds me of the square here in Huntsville. Not a square, but I mean the little strip there kind of reminds me of the square. Visit John Henry's. Seriously. Make a stop there at John Henry's because it was fantastic. Steve and I both had the 12-ounce ribeye. We got the 12-ounce ribeye, and we had it cut to the way we wanted it cut. And so then we went with the salad bar, and the salad bar reminds me of one of those old-fashioned. You don't see them in too many places these days. the salad bar. You don't see it in too many places.
Yeah.
And so we had the salad bar, and then we had the steak. We thought we were good, right? I mean, what more could you ask for? Well, then he pulls out the cake for dessert. And that was fantastic. So, I mean, it was good. But if you're ever there in Rome, make sure you visit John Henry's. It was well worth the experience. And then to top it off, we put Brandon's name on the guest list there to come to the basketball game, which was, I mean, we didn't need to. I mean, that's a different story. But anyway, we get there, and he shows up at the game and shows up with a couple cannolis and an apple fritter. And let me tell you, that was from the Sweet Treat, I believe was the name of that place. I lost track of all of the names that we had. I believe it was the Sweet Treat. And boy, oh boy, that was fantastic. But no, it was good. The drive was, we drifted all the way. We did go through Mentone, by the way. We went through Mentone, and we.
Oh, I saw y'all were going through Mentone. I recognized the curves. I had to drive them myself.
Yeah, they were
a few years ago.
They were every bit of what I thought they would be. The food was fantastic. And then after we were all done.
Yeah.
After Brandon left at halftime.
So he didn't stay for the whole game. Huh?
Well, no one really needed to stay for the whole game.
I listened to a little bit of it. I mean, it was a slaughter.
Yeah, but he turned to us right before we were ready to do the game and said, well, this was good, but why didn't Drew come?
Ha!
He goes, he could have had all of this.
Yeah.
He could have had all of it.
Well, I was doing a solid for my boy Brandon. I mean, steak's not cheap, so I didn't want him to have to buy 3 dinners. I knew he was treating you guys, and you probably ordered the whole left side of the menu. So
I did very well. Look, I did very well. I had the salad bar, one trip to the salad bar, a 12-ounce ribeye with Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
And then Brandon ordered some sweet potato fries and some fried okra.
The okra looked good.
So I had some of that as well. Sweet potato fries were unbelievable.
Yes.
Those were fantastic.
Yeah.
They were almost like a dessert versus because of the cinnamon sugar that they had.
And again,
them.
I got to tell Brandon too. I mean, I didn't realize he was going to bring you guys a whole cake. I mean, I saw the cake.
Yes,
I
he
showed
brought
it to
a
Wes.
whole cake from Sweet Treat, by the way.
That was also from Sweet Treat.
I
Okay,
believe it
from
was
the same
Sweet Treat,
place. Well,
yes.
It's like I told Wes. I mean, that would have got me hospitalized probably just looking at
the cannoli
cake.
would have gotten you hospitalized.
I probably wouldn't have eaten the cannoli because I've only probably had like 2 cannolis in all my life, even though I watched The Sopranos. But I wouldn't have probably. Now the cake would have been tempting because I think was it a chocolate cake? That's what it looked like.
Chocolate cake with chocolate icing.
Yeah, I mean,
I will say this though. It was not as big as a traditional cake. It was only maybe 2 inches, 3 inches high. It was
okay.
It was very small. It would have been like a.
I might have had a small piece of that.
Yeah, you could have had a small piece. You would.
I mean, without getting hospitalized, but I mean, I just looked at it. I was like, wow, that's a lot of chocolate. But or either that or I would have had a fritter. I don't know, depending on how many fritters there was.
There was one fritter.
Oh, okay. I guess that probably would have been yours, but I don't know. I know the
expectation was that stuff would return.
Oh, I already know. Look, we were during the show. Once Steve kind of made that clear, I was like, oh no, there ain't gonna be anything. And again, cannolis for me, that's like a sugar bomb.
Yeah,
as I said on the drive last night. So no, I was like, I don't think that's gonna happen. I probably would have partaken in the chocolate cake, but I mean. I probably would have a small piece of that, but but again, appreciate Brandon hooking y'all up and everything, and Brandon's done me a solid. He gave me a free room and board, so
yeah, it was a good time. We had a good time,
yeah.
Good trip, both W's. So all in all, a good night.
Yeah.
Let's get our first break in. When we come back, we'll run down the SEC Big 12 Challenge. What's the number that the SEC will win? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, or more? We'll find out.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
It looks like they have cleared everything but Drake and Lehman Ferry. Still may have some slowdown there. That one had one injury involved. Still got fire cleanup operations going on East Limestone Road. That may be slowing things down just a bit. Officers, construction workers, and first responders put their lives on the line every time they step on the roadway. Why not make it safer for them? Slow down or move over. It's the law. Captain Nick in the North Parkway, Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
At Bryant Bank, we believe your goals are worth chasing, and every step along the way is worth celebrating. From your hopes for the future to the challenges that keep you up at night, we're here for you. Bryant Bankers put care into action to help you live legendary by stepping up when you need us most and doing what's right even when no one is watching. Come experience a local bank whose people greet you by name and treat you like family. Bryant Bank, member FDIC.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all: attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
AVIQ. Who is AVIQ? AVIQ is audiovisual the intelligent way, where we put our IQ to work for your AV needs. With more than 100 years combined experience in audio, video, and automation, our team of experts is dedicated to one thing: helping you discover technological solutions that make your home special. Once you experience a game or a movie on one of our state-of-the-art home theater systems, you may never leave the house again. AVIQ can build the entire system for you or provide the quality components if you're a do-it-yourselfer. But AVIQ is more than just home theater and state-of-the-art sound systems. We offer a variety of control options for home technology. Energy efficiency, heightened security, and improved quality of life are all attainable through the automation of home systems. Intuitive and user-friendly control is our main priority in designing a system that meets your needs. Don't just take our word for it. You need to see it to believe it. Come visit us at our state-of-the-art showroom on University, just east of Jim and Nick's, across from AT&T, or visit aviqhsv.com.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out, or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Welcome back. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Scott Tyson, Rudy Harmon. Welcome back to the show. Coming up tomorrow, you do get the SEC Big 12 Challenge, and you got to wake up at 11 a.m. This one will get started at 11 a.m. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 SEC Big 12 Challenge games. So when you look at it, how many will the SEC come out on victorious? So 15th ranked Auburn, West Virginia will get things started. Does Auburn come away with a win on the road at West Virginia tomorrow?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's a certainty. I think it's a winnable matchup for the Tigers. They did not play very well at home against Texas A&M, so we'll see if they have a hangover. But certainly I think it's a winnable road game for them. But it'll be interesting to see, you know, how if their confidence is rattled at all, right, with, you know, how that game turned out at home against Texas A&M. Was I surprised Auburn lost? Not completely, but I was surprised at the margin, 79-63, and really it was a a game where Auburn got off to a pretty good start, but after that it was all A&M for the majority. And, A&M outscored them by 15. I think it was 45-30 at halftime. That's a lot of points to give up, especially at home for Auburn at a half. They've lately had been a really good defensive team, and you give up nearly 80 at home. And Bob Huggins' squad is 12-8. They're not. Yep. They have not been great, but
their schedule has been tough though.
It's probably been tougher than Auburn's.
They've played the Baylors and the Kansases already.
I'll be honest, it's turned out that their league is better. Yeah. So they're usually pretty good at home. So that's going to be a swing game there.
Who do we give it to, though?
I'd probably have to go with West Virginia right now.
So we're giving the Big 12 one there.
Because and then Alabama, Oklahoma.
That's the second one. That's the one you'll hear right here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone at 1.
Yeah, I've got to give that to Alabama. I think hopefully they had a little bit of a wake-up call against Mississippi State, and certainly Porter Mosier's a really good coach, and they'll come in probably motivated because they just got decimated earlier this week on the road, I believe, when they lost 79-52, and so OU's been struggling lately, so I believe it was TCU that decimated them, so we'll just see. I think they got decimated on the road at TCU, so Alabama's coming in after a narrow home win against a decent Mississippi State team, but I'm going to have to go Bama there.
All right, Missouri is welcoming Iowa State. Iowa State is coming off an impressive win against Kansas State earlier in the week, so Kobe Brown, probably I would expect to see him in this one, you would think.
Yeah, he played in the last game.
So Missouri and 12th-ranked Iowa State, a renewal, though. This one's a renewal of the old Big 8 days.
And Big 12.
So who do we think Missouri can put a win here, or is this another one for the Big 12?
I'm gonna pick a 2-point win for Mizzou since they're at home. I think they've been really tough at home. Now, if this was in Ames, I would go Iowa State. But this is at Mizzou. I'm gonna give the SEC. Dude, now before the season, I would have said Iowa State.
Right.
But I think Missouri's been the biggest surprise in the league. They bounced back very nicely after getting dominated by Alabama without Kobe Brown. Kobe Brown comes back. They win 89-77 on the road at Ole Miss. I'm going to go with Missouri here.
All right, so there's 2 now for the SEC, 1 for the Big 12. Now this one here, 1 o'clock. If you feel like watching probably some not entertaining basketball, this one could get bad. LSU and Texas Tech, both teams kind of struggling right now, at least in conference play. LSU, the team that comes in with an above 500 overall record, they're 12-8. Texas Tech 10-10. 0-4 away from home is the Red Raiders. Does the SEC notch one here with LSU being at home?
No. LSU's terrible.
Texas Tech wins that one. All right, now we're even at 2 apiece. All right, Mississippi State welcoming 11th-ranked TCU to town.
Well, if it was a baseball game, Mississippi State would stand a lot better chance. TCU.
All right, 3-2 now, Big 12. 17th-ranked Baylor at home against Arkansas. Arkansas 0-4 on the road.
Yeah, well, Eric Walmart's 0-5. Unless Nick Smith decides he's interested and shows up, that would give him a better shot. But I think Baylor wins that game at home.
So now I know Kentucky, Kansas going to get a lot of the headlines, but this one here is interesting because, one, it's Rick Barnes' former squad.
Yeah.
4th-ranked Tennessee hosting 10th-ranked Texas. Texas 3-1 away from Austin. Tennessee 9-1 at home this year. That one loss to Kentucky. Who wins that one? 4th-ranked Tennessee?
Be 4-3, Tennessee.
All right, and then 5th-ranked Kansas State on that home against Florida.
Slaughter Kansas State.
So that's 5-5.
5-3.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We got 2 left. Kentucky at home against Kansas. That one there is in which Kentucky team shows up, which Kansas team shows up.
I'm gonna give Calipari and those guys the nod. I think they figured some things out at Rupp. I think it's going to be off the wall. That'll tie it at 5, and I'm going to go with the Wildcats. I'm going to give them my vote that they'll get it done. Now, if this was in Fog Allen, I would pick the the Kansas Jayhawks, but I'm picking the Wildcats.
All right, so now the last one is Oklahoma State, Ole Miss.
I don't think either one of these teams are very good.
No, they're not.
But
they're not.
Considering that I think our good friend Kermit Davis is probably updating his resume and selling his house because it's not going well. I think I'm going to have to go Oklahoma State, and they're going to win the big SEC Big 12 Challenge for 6-5. I hope not.
6-4.
Oh, I thought it was. I thought. Wait a minute, because
there's 10 matchups.
Okay, because we had it at we had it 1-0, and then we had it 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, and I had it 3-2, and then 4, and then I had 4-2, 4-3, and then 4-4, and then 5-4 with. Yeah, I guess you're right. So it would be. I've always sucked at math. So yeah, I would say 6-4, Big 12. I just think with some of the home court advantages, and I'll be honest, the SEC is not as good as I thought it was going to be, and so
right.
I think it's a 5, 6, 7 bid league. Depending on Missouri, if they can and that this will be a big opportunity for them to continue to impress the committee. But Missouri is one of those swing schools that could get into the NCAA tournament. I know they have a winning conference record, but Florida just did not have a very good pre-conference, so I'm not as confident in them being able to win enough games to get in. Now, I am counting Texas A&M. I think they can get into the tournament, no doubt about it.
Right.
I think they've won enough games, or they will within the league, especially once they took care of Auburn as impressively as they did, because I still think Auburn has got a good shot to do it. Now, I don't know how good a seed Auburn's going to be. That's another story for another time. But I do think that the SEC can get 6.
Texas A&M probably 7. Texas A&M has Vanderbilt this weekend,
right?
And then they go to Arkansas, home Georgia, home against Auburn, at LSU, home against Arkansas, at Missouri, home against Tennessee, at Mississippi State, at Ole Miss, and then they host Alabama to round it out. So everything, the schedule-wise, Texas A&M wins few of those games if they can get by Auburn at home again, if they can somehow manage to knock off Tennessee at home, if they can find other wins on the schedule. Easily, Texas A&M.
Well, it's just you look at it right here. Alabama's 8-0, Tennessee 7-1. That's your two best teams. I think A&M right now might be third. A&M and then Kentucky. Auburn's probably fifth. And Auburn had reached maybe as high as 3, but then when they got whacked at home by Texas A&M, I still got them in the top 5. But like I said, I think Missouri would be 6th. The one that's lurking around and sneaking around, and it would be huge for them this weekend if they could get a road win for once. But if Eric Walmart and those guys could, they got a couple wins. They've been impressive. If they could continue to stack some SEC wins on top of winning at Baylor, then I think if they got Nick Smith back, if his NIL payment cleared and he decided he was interested enough in playing in February, then I think that Arkansas, while they wouldn't be what they have been, I think they've been like 3 seeds, 2 seeds, all that kind of stuff in the last couple of NCAA tournaments, and they made Elite 8 runs. I still think they could be one of your 6, 7, 8, 9 seeds and get in. I think that's the ceiling, though. I don't think Florida's going to get in. I don't think they've won enough games. I really, and you look at the rest of the standings, Georgia, they looked improved early, but they just got smashed by 30 at Tennessee. While I think Mike White's done a good job in considering what he took over from Tom Crean, I mean, that anything would be an improvement, but I don't think they're an NCAA tournament team. Again, quietly, Florida is 5-3 in the league after I believe they started 0-3 or 1-3. But again, they're only 12-8 though overall. I will say this though. It would be immeasurable if they could get a win in the Big 12 Challenge at Kansas State. Now, I don't think they will. I don't think they're good enough. And Kansas State certainly kind of got their bubble popped earlier in the league this week. But they're still really good, though. And they're going to be tough to beat in Manhattan with Jerome Tang. So I just think overall when you look at that, I think that what Florida needs to do, they need to win Saturday. And then they'll need to win probably – it's either 11-7 or 12-6, probably 12-6 in the SEC if they want to have a chance. And again, I don't see that. I think Florida will probably end up in the NIT, but I think Mizzou and Arkansas are the two to watch because Vanderbilt, we already know who they are. They're improved somewhat, but they're still a 500 team overall. I'll just say this, and I think I may have said it on the show yesterday.
Yeah.
This South Kakalaki beating Kentucky, I don't think it's going to keep Kentucky out, but this is going to be something that John Calipari takes to his grave, like when Mike DeBose beat Steve Spurrier twice.
All right, let's get to our break. We'll come back. We got to bring in our first guest of the morning.
No, we got our first guest is at 8.
Oh, is it 8?
Yeah,
we're still behind. Let's still get
this
this break in. We're a little behind.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly sunny sky this afternoon, making for a really nice end of the work week. Temperatures climbing into the lower 50s, dropping into the low and mid-30s as we head into the overnight, early into your Saturday morning. We're going to start Saturday off with plenty of sunshine, but then cloud cover's quickly going to build into the area once we get to Saturday afternoon, and especially as we head into Saturday evening. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 50s on Saturday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Just got a wreck on Wall Triana. This one south of 565. Drake and Lehman Ferry had an injury. They should be about ready to clear on it. Maybe just a couple of minutes more there. Had a structure fire in Limestone County on East Limestone Road. They were in cleanup operations at last report there. D&L Refrigeration repairs heating and air conditioning units for homes and businesses. D&L 256-652-1207. State license 08091. Captain Nick in the Jordan Lane Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
Let's talk about the X's and O's of family entertainment. Every parent in Alabama knows the importance of being able to draw up an activity that'll get you out of the house for a couple of hours. But it needs to be affordable. It needs to be family-friendly. Above all, it needs to be fun. Now, let's talk about high school sports. Bang for your buck, school sports provide the perfect game plan for your family. You'll enjoy all of the drama and excitement competitive sports offer. You'll be supporting the future leaders of our community in a meaningful way. Best of all, you can take the entire family without breaking the bank. Heck, you won't even dent it. Now, enough chalk talk. Let's get out there and see what's playing at the high school in your community. School sports. Good for our kids, good for our community. This message presented by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That you scheduled your wedding and even your child's birth around your school's game? Of course. But it means more than that. It means you're home to hundreds of Fulbright, Truman, Goldwater, and Rhodes Scholars. It means starting out as the birthplace of American public higher education, and now leading the way in unmanned spacecraft. This is the SEC, and here it just means more. What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That there's an honest-to-goodness chandelier in your tailgate tent? Perhaps, but it means more than that. It means pioneering medical solutions to predict new flu viruses. It means leading globally diverse teams to eliminate starvation in developing countries. And it means being home to one of the nation's top cybersecurity programs. This is the SEC. And here, it just means more.
Online at 977ESPN.com.
Stream them online.
Call in.
It's an important job, and it's an vital organization.
Tweet in and join in. We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hi, welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Broke down the SEC Big 12 Challenge there. We have the SEC and the Big 12. Big 12 winning that 6-4 is what we say coming out of the weekend. So join us Monday to find out exactly how it all plays out. Also coming up this weekend, we do have your NFL Conference Championship games. We will find out who will be in the Super Bowl after this weekend.
We already heard the Czar. The Czar has picked the Eagles and to face Andy Reid and the Chiefs again. The Chiefs to get back. So
well, for the first time in NFL history,
right?
Each of the 4 teams playing this weekend,
enter
the weekend with 14 or more wins,
That's
including postseason. So you got the 49ers at 15-4, Eagles 15-3, Bengals 14-4, Chiefs 15-3. In case you want to know, San Francisco led the league in both total defense and scoring defense. Philadelphia ranks 2nd in defense this season. Kansas City led the league in both total offense and scoring offense. The Chiefs can become the 4th team in the past 10 seasons to lead the NFL in total offense and make it to the Super Bowl in the same year. And both Philadelphia and Kansas City are the number 1 seeds. If both of them win, it would mark the 14th time since the NFL began seeding teams in 1975 that both top seeds would face off in the Super Bowl, and for the first time in 5 years.
Interesting. So, I mean, the Czar and his unleashed said that the Cinderella story and the bubble was going to burst for Brock Purdy. We'll see. I mean, he's being doubted by a lot of people, and defense travels. And I'm going to be really fascinated to see the plan DeMeco Ryans has for Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles, and how that. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's really going to probably come down to the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. And I'll just say this: if Brock Purdy wins the game and he just gets to the Super Bowl,
right.
I'll just say this: Trey Lance, get ready to get traded. Jimmy G, get ready for your new team and your free agency. You're
it's
gone.
Brock Purdy's team from here on out.
It's Brock Purdy's team from here on out. And again, what did I say 2 years ago? Why the hell are you drafting somebody 3rd overall that played 1 game in a COVID year? And then why the hell, if you're the Jets, are you drafting somebody number 2 overall that played against Mo, Larry, and Curly on their schedule and had a good individual workout against air, throwing the ball 75 yards in the air?
Well,
what are you doing?
I mean, there's question
Zach Wilson,
marks.
not Zach Taylor. Sorry, Coach. It's Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
I screwed that up earlier in the week.
There's question marks with those quarterbacks.
Zach Wilson.
Just like there's question marks with quarterbacks in the draft this year. Why?
Will Levis. Yeah,
I
don't know.
Trey Lance. I mean, they fall in love with the guy.
I mean, at least Will Levis played in the SEC. Let's give him credit for that. I mean,
well, yeah, but it's
Trey Lance. He played at North Dakota State, and I mean, and Carson Wentz had won 3/4 of a year and took the Robert Griffin III award for one decent, pretty good season. Got hurt and then toilet. I mean, that's basically what we've seen. I don't know how many people has Carson Wentz got fired. That's what I want to know. He got Doug Peterson fired. He got Frank Reich fired. Hey, but the beautiful thing is, Doug Peterson's back with the Jags, got his team to a division title and the playoffs. And Frank Reich, there you go.
With Carolina.
Just needs a quarterback. Find a quarterback, Frank.
Well, Andy Reid is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
If he wins this weekend, he'll become the 9th head coach in NFL history to appear in at least 4 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
It's impressive.
He's 1-2 right now. I mean, he's lost one with, he lost one with Philly, he lost one with Kansas City, and he won one. So at least he got the monkey off his back to win it. So he's definitely a Hall of Famer. But you kind of reach another level when you get multiple Super Bowls. So that's why, to me, Tom Coughlin is a Hall of Famer, and Eli Manning.
If San Francisco wins, it would be their 2nd Super Bowl appearance in 4 years.
Yes.
8th overall in franchise history.
Mm-hmm.
The 49ers have 36 total playoff wins. With a victory this weekend at Philadelphia, they will tie New England with 37 for the most postseason wins by a franchise in NFL history. And if they go on to ultimately win the Super Bowl, it'll tie them with Pittsburgh and New England for most Super Bowl wins in Super Bowl era in franchise history. So just a little bit of what's at stake for those teams going in to the conference championships this weekend. So there you go.
I mean, it's two interesting matchups. I mean, Kansas City has been really good all year, but how healthy is Mahomes? We all know he's probably going to get the shot, as Bud Kilmer would say. What
is it? Keyshawn keeps calling it Dr. Wizard.
Is that what he's been calling it? I don't really
he's
like
Keyshawn, you go in there and you get the shot called Dr. Wizard.
Because that dude thinks he's a Hall of Famer and he's not. So
I just simply referred to what he was.
I don't care. Yeah, I know. He's a blowhard.
Which you can hear every morning leading up to Talking Ball every single day here.
He's a legend. Just ask him.
Throw him the damn ball, right?
Yeah, even though Wayne Corbett was the better player. Let me say that one more time.
Whoa!
Wayne Corbett was the better player and the tougher player to me, I mean, Keyshawn was good.
Right.
I'm not saying he wasn't a good player. He was, but if you talk to him, he's like right below Jerry Rice. You know what I'm saying? Sorry.
256-576-4977. Who do you think's going to get there? Do you see Kansas City? Do you see Philadelphia? Do you see 49ers? Who do you see getting into the Super Bowl? Cincinnati getting back there for the second straight year?
I like Frisco and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I like the two road teams.
You don't think Philadelphia can get it done? Jalen Hurts is...
I think it's going to be a great game. I certainly think that the Eagles are going to take it down to the last 2 minutes and will have an opportunity to win, but I like the 49ers and D'Amico's defense. I think Purdy is being undervalued. I don't think it matters as much anymore if you're a rookie.
Right.
I think years ago, Tom Brady ended all that when he took over, and he wasn't a rookie from that standpoint, but still – it was 0-1. He barely had any experience. He took over for an injured Drew Bledsoe. And remember, Bledsoe came back, and yet Belichick made one of those fork-in-the-road decisions not to bench Tom Brady. And they went on and won. And so I'm not saying Brock Purdy's becoming Tom Brady. I just think when you look at their team and what he has, they've got Christian McCaffrey, they've got Debo, they've got Ayuk, they've got George Kittle. They've got a good offensive line, a good run scheme, and I've been impressed with the way Purdy's played and protected the ball.
He hasn't turned it over.
I will say this will be the best pass rush they've faced because I think the Eagles, they've got 70-something sacks. I mean,
they somehow landed in Ndamukong Suh midway through.
Well, he doesn't even start.
No, but I'm just saying just to give him some bench depth.
That's what I mean. They got such a pass rush, he don't even start. So that's going to be the key. Can the 49ers block Philadelphia? And they're going to need to run the ball, I think, to have a shot because they don't need to be putting Purdy behind the chains. But I think regardless, let's just put it this way. I think both of them are going to be really close games, man. Because
I want Philadelphia to win so bad. Something about the 49ers just makes my skin crawl.
Well, some don't like the 49ers, but I like the way they've been built by. But of course, John Lynch is one of my all-time favorites. I had a huge, picture of him, covered a good portion of my wall in my old house. So he was was one of those things when you work in a sporting goods store for a long time, you get a chance. They have all this promotional stuff in the NFL.
You get a few pieces.
They're like, well, we're going to get rid of this, and I was like, well, I'll just take John Lynch home. So. I'll just take
John Lynch
because in the early 2000s, I was a really big Bucs fan with their defense. I love John Lynch. I love Derek Brooks. I love Rondé Barber. Monty Kiffin, and so I loved that defense, and they were Super Bowl defense, and so and Lynch is a Hall of Fame player, and I think he's done a great job building that team. Even though I think they made some quarterback mistakes, but they overcame them. I think the Jimmy G trade was actually a good one for what they got out of it. Now, the Trey Lance thing, I was like, no, you should have drafted Mac Jones. You should have drafted Mac Jones. You should have drafted Mac Jones. But, but I think they got lucky by snagging Brock Purdy.
It wasn't an injury, but remember, I think the 49ers did this before when Jim Harbaugh was there. Remember, Colin Kaepernick came off the bench, led them to the Super Bowl. They didn't win. They had to face Baltimore that year.
Yeah, I remember because it was that crazy thing where they were getting smashed, and then all of a sudden there was some sort of delay, and then they came back.
The lights went off.
And nearly
won. The power went out there in the Superdome.
And it was definitely Kaepernick's zenith of his career before he went woke and ruined himself.
Let's get a break in. 256-576-4977. Wrap up hour one. Talking ball next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Had a minor accident reported on Wall Triana south of 565, right about the railroad tracks. That one should be out of the way pretty quick. Drake and Lehman Ferry had an injury. It also should be clear pretty quick. It may actually be out of the way already. You could lose up to 4 sizes in 4 weeks with the 2030 Fast Track program. Find out more at 2030huntsville.com. Captain Nick in the 72 and Jeff, Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Tom Abraham here from my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
Two Maids and a Mop. That's all you need to know to clean house. Two Maids and a Mop is an award-winning company, bonded and insured. Hire them for yourself, or they have gift cards if you want to make someone else's day. Find out more online at twomaidshuntsville.com. A maid service worth talking about. Two Maids and a Mop take care of everything. They supply all the cleaning equipment needed. Call 256-883-6243. The only finger you'll need to lift is the one to call them.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Perfect deal to make you look like a hero. How about a room at the Cliffside Lodge at Gunnersville State Park and a $30 voucher to the Pinecrest Dining Room for just $95? That's a $190 value, but there's only a limited number of these deals available. So you need to get to WZZNhalfoffdeal.com to make your purchase today. That's WZZNhalfoffdeal.com, or get the link at all our social media sites.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
The Lodge at Guntersville State Park. From the gorgeous long views of the lake from the Bluff Side rooms to dinner at the Pinecrest room, Guntersville State Park needs to be on your bucket list this year. What an ideal place for a family staycation or a romantic getaway. Guntersville State Park has it all. This is a great time to book your visit, and depending on the time of year, you might want to bring the clubs and take in a round at Eagle's Nest. Make plans today to visit the Lodge at Guntersville State Park. If it didn't exist, you'd have to invent it. Guntersville State Park.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg.
This is Mike Greenberg. You're listening to 97.7 ESPN The Zone, your home of ESPN Radio, the Alabama Crimson Tide, Atlanta Braves baseball, Huntsville Havoc hockey, and the UAH Chargers.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
Wow. That'll get you up in the morning. That'll get you cranked up. That'll get your motor cranked up. That'll get the Corolla rolling.
Well, I got the Corolla rolling yesterday. I can tell you that.
Whoa,
Molton didn't even know you'd put it up on social media. I said, yeah, I saw it on Twitter. I think it's probably on Facebook, too.
I didn't get it on Facebook. But
oh, you didn't? Well, I did see it on Twitter. Yeah.
Boy, we hit the hammer down. I mean, we put the hammer down. Oh, I mean, you could hear that Corolla.
Oh, there's no question about that, and the snowman is coming through.
Oh, we went through.
Hold on to your ass, Fred.
We went through a few times.
Yeah.
All right, college basketball mourning the loss of one of the great announcers.
At the other end of the court, so often you look at Carolina and you say Jordan and Perkins are responsible for a little over 44% of the total offense. Here in the first half, Wake Forest has done a little better job. They've held those two fellas down to just 5 field goals made. In that particular case, you'd have to say Wake Forest getting better of it in regard to the pregame strategy on behalf of the two coaches.
The great Billy Packer passing away yesterday.
Yeah, 82 years old. I was not a big fan of Billy's, an egomaniac, but he was he did a lot of great work for CBS in the NCAA tournament. I was more of an Al McGuire guy.
Yeah.
More of a holy mackerel. But and when he and Billy would do the broadcast, it was almost like a 2-hour argument, which was interesting. But where Jim had to referee in the middle. But again, Billy did a lot of great work for college basketball, and certainly thoughts and prayers out to Mark and the rest of the family. Mark, of course, a big part of the ACC network, and I believe still has a daily radio show with Wes Durham. So he then they do a lot of stuff for the ACC network as well. But again, Billy meant a lot to college basketball.
Yeah, he did.
There's no doubt about it. Even if you weren't in his camp completely, I wasn't. I was more of a Al McGuire. But certainly, Billy did some of the great games in college basketball history for many, many years.
All right, 256-576-4977. You want to be a part of the program this morning, feel free to do so. Got a little bit of time here wrapping up hour number 1. Did you say Floyd's with us? Lloyd's with us. All right, Lloyd. All right, good morning, Lloyd.
What's going on, man?
Just wanted to...
Oh, it's Floyd. What's up, Floyd? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, guys. How are y'all this morning?
Hanging in there.
We, I was going to tell Scott, been to John Henry's a couple of times. Great place to eat. I used to work that area when I worked with Railroad.
Yes.
There's a place, Gravy Boat, and we used to eat breakfast there every morning. That's another good place.
Okay.
But yesterday being the anniversary of Bear's death, I was going to share a little story with Drew. He needle me a little bit about being Walker County.
Oh, yeah.
But 1978, I graduated from high school,
Nice.
and our speaker at our football banquet was none other than Bear Bryant.
Yeah, the Lenny Patrick angle, right?
Yeah, he was a 10th grader, but they were already starting to recruit him at the time. But that was one of that was an honor.
No doubt.
I mean, for a bunch of high school kids, that. But then again, I graduated, went to school with Gary Neal Drummond's youngest son.
Ah, yes.
And that was the biggest angle there.
Oh, no question. A huge booster and supporter of Alabama, and I believe a longtime member of the Board of Trustees.
Oh yeah. So that was big. That was big. But good show. Glad Scott made it back all right. We'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you, Floyd.
Yeah. Look, I don't fear. I mean, the only thing when you ride with Tokyo.
Yeah.
And by the way, I found out he has never seen any of the Fast and Furious movies.
I had a funny feeling, that I didn't, we call him Tokyo Drift and stuff, but I don't think he even had.
He has no idea why.
Yeah.
Why?
Like when Bandy
Drift.
played the music yesterday,
Right.
He's never seen that music. I knew exactly what he was talking about. And I'll be honest, I haven't seen the whole franchise of movies.
I think I've seen every one of them.
But I've seen a few of them, and that's one of them that I have seen a couple of times.
Yeah, he is not, surprisingly. So yesterday he told me, he goes, you know what? I guess I've never seen any one of those movies, because he goes, the other day, the final 10 minutes of Remember the Titans was on, and he had never seen Remember the Titans, and so he had watched, so he was like, he goes, did I miss anything? He goes, the last 10 minutes was on. He goes, I saw they won. He goes, well, great. Did I actually miss anything? I'm like, yeah, you missed quite a bit.
Yeah, you missed a lot. Left side, strong
lot.
side. I mean, good grief. Oh, my goodness.
I've never seen Remember the Titans.
I mean, now there's some that haven't seen Varsity Blues. I've seen that because
I've seen Varsity Blues, yes.
But, and so they don't exactly know who Bud Kilmer is when I'm, bringing up Bud Kilmer. But I
know where you're going with that one.
But I mean, pretty much everybody, if you're a football guy, has seen Remember the Titans, I would think. I mean, it's like Novocaine, 6 plays.
I don't.
I mean,
Coach, you got to throw something at him.
Yeah.
He's on to your game. You got to give him something he hasn't seen.
I mean,
What is it? A backside Georgia reverse?
Yeah, like your life depended on it.
There we go. See?
I mean, the best part is, when they made the movie. I mean, because, Coach Yost was still alive, of course, and he passed away a few years ago. Herman Boone is still alive, but Coach Yost, he was so intense that when they would be shooting, this is what I was told, when they would be shooting the action sequences for the games, somebody would make a mistake. He'd run out on the field and try to correct them. I mean, it's a movie, but you're sitting there.
I mean, it was good. He was like, he goes, did I miss anything after? He goes, I watched the final 10 minutes. He goes, did I really miss anything? I'm like, yes, you missed a lot.
Yeah, you missed Gary Bertier.
I mean, I said, yes, I know Disney made a lot of it theatrical.
Oh, yeah. And they changed some of it. Something, yeah.
I said, but the whole premise of the whole thing, you understand the premise of it?
Yeah.
Yes, you need to sit down and watch the whole entire thing.
You missed Sunshine, for crying out loud.
And then we hit the hammer, and then we were drifting again.
Yeah, so there you go.
That's all that didn't matter. All right, that's going to do it for hour number 1 of Talking Ball. We only have 60 minutes left, and then we're going to start enjoying our weekend. When we come back, Jack Doss, Christian Schweers are going to join us in hour number 2. We're going to talk a little high school hoops along the way.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe.
Championship Sunday, 2 days away. The NFC title game Sunday afternoon in Philadelphia. The Eagles favored by 2.5 points over the 49ers with the over-under at 46.5. The AFC Championship line has moved again back in favor of the Chiefs. Now once again a 1-point home favorite over the Bengals Sunday night, 48 the total. NBA 5 matchups tonight. The Bucks an 8-point favorite on the road against the Pacers. The Grizzlies a 3-point road favorite at the Timberwolves. Miami a 7.5-point home favorite against the Magic. Cavs -1 at the Thunder. And later tonight, the Warriors a 5.5-point favorite at home against the Raptors.
I'm Trey Westerberg, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
All right, welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. A conversation for another day, just running down some of the great basketball movies of our time, going through some of the basketball movies. I mean, we're just throwing them out there. Not greatest, but we were talking about just all of the basketball movies made over time. Above the Rim, He Got Game, Blue Chips, Hoosiers, all of them going through. And that's a conversation for another day. But coming up tonight, if you like high school basketball, if you like that feeling of Hoosiers, I don't think tonight is a feeling of Hoosiers, but if you like Hoosiers and you like the whole just excitement level of everything, Huntsville High is where you're going to want to be, because the first meeting had everything, because it was just lined up. I mean, it was just, the atmosphere was fantastic. We talk about how we want people to get out to the high school football games on Friday nights and create atmosphere. We have it tonight for high school basketball. This is what we want.
There's nothing like it in our state. When you know, and we consider ourselves the hub of high school basketball in the state of Alabama, and we are here in North Alabama. We always say it's different up here, and it is, because it's going to be a sellout tonight. Our next guest has won 850-plus games, 10 state championships. He has completely turned the Grissom program around. He is in his third year now with them. They are 21-6 overall. They are ranked within the top 10 in the state of Alabama. They've been number one for the majority of the season, but they've been in the top 10 the entire year. They're playing outstanding basketball right now. They're right now in the 256-205 challenge. I believe they're the only 256 team to get a win. They went to Oak Mountain and won very impressively. And we always enjoy our conversations with our next guest, and that is Jack Dawson. He's been good enough to join us this morning. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Drew and Scott.
Morning, Coach.
It's a great day. You've been part of so many of these in our history and our fabric, Coach, and I know you enjoy the challenge for your basketball team to host games like this and to go on the road like you're going to tonight. This is why you do this. This is why you came back to coach. You came back to reestablish Grissom basketball, and you're playing for a 7A Area 7 championship tonight, Coach.
I'm excited about it. First game, we didn't have Batman with us, and the Robins were all looking around to see who was going to take that role. And I didn't do a good enough job having us to compete, but we've had a great week of practice, and our kids are stepping up, and it's been fun. It's been a tough schedule. I would have never schedule I put together this year. It's the hardest ever put together, but it's going to bode well down the stretch because those young kids are having to play. Well, I mean, we've beaten Hoover and Baker and these teams, so you know they know what it takes to win, and we just need to take that next step. And I really like where we are right now.
Yeah,
Coach, kind of talk about that. I mean, it's one thing to come into the season. I mean, you every coach knows who's going to come in, who's going to be a leader, because you know who's returning, you know everything like that. But it's the young guys. It's the guys that you need to develop. A lot of times are the ones that help a team get over the top. Talk about some of those younger guys that have kind of developed over the last month or month and a half.
Well, Easy Miles, these people grown up first grade up, and Easy's always had great, I guess, potential. His dad played in the NFL as cornerback, and it's taken him a while to step up and understand, how talented he is. And DJ Thompson's come on like game busters, and Justin McCall. So we feel good where we are right now. I think we got 5 players capable of scoring 10 points. We got to play physical. We got to play quick. And I'll go back and look at the mental mistakes we made in that last game. And we tried to correct those this past 10 days. And they were a lot of mental mistakes. It's easily correctable, but you got to step up and concentrate on your job and do it, and then we'll be a really good team.
And Coach, what's been the key for Justin McCall? He has really stepped up because you guys, you don't have a ton of size inside, but he certainly plays bigger than he is. He reminds me a lot of your classic forwards, athletes that you had at Butler and at Mae Jemison. He's that kind of kid. He's a very tough kid. I know he's also improved the range on his shot. He's gotten much stronger since you guys revamped the weight program at Grissom High School. But what's been the key for his improvement?
He's the hardest worker we got. When I get here, he's the first one that's ready to go and the last one to leave. And he's benching 260, and he's got the best jump shot now of the whole group. And so I'm excited about it. He's already been offered some junior college. Kevon Alexander's been offered junior college as a sophomore. So, now our program, we could turn out 3 Division I players in 3 years, which they hadn't had one since '98. So it's exciting in here. We got 7th and 8th graders coming up here wanting to be a part of this thing. So it's right now we've got to build depth in our teams, and that takes a while. If you start building it down in your middle school, I think that's one place that Huntsville may have a jump on. Of course, he's been there a number of years, but than I am. So that's what we're playing right now. It's a little catch up on our depth.
Mm-hmm. Well, Coach, this is the second meeting between you and Huntsville this year. How's your team different? What's different about this team that going in for you? You mentioned the first meeting already, and now you're going to the second one. How different are you from that first one?
Well, I'll tell you a difference. We played a team the other night and won and could have played better. A little disappointed. Come out of the dressing room, I come in the office, sitting here about 20 minutes, just okay. Now, here's some balls bouncing outside and in the gym, and I thought, well, some of the fans is out there shooting. And so I go out there, and we got 9 of our players out there practicing. And they practiced at 10 o'clock that night. I didn't do it. I just sit there. And they ran through our practice schedule, the way we practice. And that's what I'm talking about. Leadership and followers, you got to have both. And they know what they're supposed to do. And, I mean, what a testament to Izzy going out there and leading practice for an hour to 10 o'clock after a game. That's unheard of. I never heard of it.
Yeah, he's really taken on a leadership role for you, Coach. He's improved a ton since you took over. As you said, I know his dad. I used to work with him. We were co-workers many years ago when he first moved to the community, before he got married, before he had children. And certainly I know his story. Played for the Oakland Raiders, played with Bruce Snyder and Cal Berkeley in the Pac-12. So the bloodlines are really good. But he's gotten better each year. I'll give Izzy a lot of credit. He's put in a lot of work. I know he's improved his outside shot. He's got outstanding, leaping ability and above the rim ability. How has he improved as a point guard? What's been the biggest aspect of his game that has gotten better this year?
Well, it's not only Izzy, but the whole group and our whole program of slowing the game down to be able to read and make the other team make mistakes, and then take advantage of it instead of us coming down and making them try to make mistakes. But we're slowing the game down and looking at angles. Our game is primary angles game, and we didn't get any angles. Well, I take that back. We did have some nice plays last time, but hopefully we'll be a whole lot more consistent because they're looking at these angles and they're creating angles physically, and that's the key to our offense.
Mm-hmm. Well, Coach, then tonight you mentioned key. You're sitting there in the locker room before the game. Don't have to give it all away. Not all of it, but just give us one of those keys for tonight.
one of those keys that be yourself. Do your role the best you can in our system. Everybody's got a role, and I go back and look, and those are the type of things mentally that we're cleaning up for tonight. And this is for championship. Our kids haven't been playing for championships, so it's time to step up and be a man.
And, Coach, I'm speaking of that, too. That's a pretty good segue, and you mentioned him earlier. But now he's just really been with your program just over a calendar year. I've told you many times throughout, as I've seen you guys play a handful of times, that I've been extremely impressed with his maturity as a player and him knowing his role and fitting in with your team and playing so well. I know I just recently talked to a college coach and was heavily recommending him, and he definitely said I'm offering that kid. I want that kid. But I really think DJ Thompson has gotten comfortable with your program, with your coaching staff, and has kind of taken his game to another level, especially since after Christmas.
He has. It's amazing how much we've improved in the last 10 days. And two people that I can credit for is Coach Vicker, assistant head coach, and Brendan. And Brandon Horton, our strength and conditioning coach, they've just done a super job. They have all year, but they've really done a good job the last 10 days and help us get where we need to go. And so I'm excited about the game. We play, we win.
That's right. That's, if you win the area championship. And we know what a great home environment you've got over at Grissom at the Jungle. You guys have had one of the best home court advantages in the state of Alabama, and certainly home court can be very big in an area tournament. You've won many of them in your career.
Well, you block it out if you're on the road because, you go to Jacksonville, you go to the state, it's a neutral floor. So we don't try to tell our kids, it's a neutral floor. Derek Jeter said it best, when they booed him when he was a Yankee, when he went on the road, he said, I turned those into cheers mentally. So, that's what we got to do here. And we can get this thing done. I love it. I love the competition. Swears does a good job over there, and we're coming to play. You don't have to. They play hard. He runs a good system, and they run their system. So, we're catching up with our system. That's the type of teams we like to play. And, it's nice to know that we beat Oak Mountain down there and took care of North Alabama. So we're going to continue to do so.
Well, and I know you learned a lot about your team in that kind of environment because Oak Mountain, I think, recently knocked off Spain Park, so they've got a good basketball team. It's never easy to win on the road. And don't forget, I know earlier in the year over at Wallace State you beat Hoover. Hoover's only lost, I think, 3 games all year. I saw Hoover earlier this year, and they're a very, very impressive team. Got an extremely talented sophomore class and a transfer from the Orlando, Florida area. They're very, very good as well, Coach. And playing them in a place like Wallace State helps prepare your team for potentially getting to regionals and playing in an arena like that.
Yes, it does. The four corners is back, and it's offense, and most people, you can't defend it unless you're super talented. And if our kids can handle the pressure, we can win the thing. So four corners gives you something if our kids can run it, but you got to be man enough to run it. So we're excited about working on that and seeing, what happens tonight.
Mm-hmm. No question. It's going to be a great crowd. And, of course, get your tickets at GoFan. I was told last night that the tickets have been going fast, and it's going to be a great show. And certainly we look forward to your team being over at Huntsville High and seeing them play. I've enjoyed watching them compete this year and mature as players, especially DJ and Izzy and, of course, Justin. They've become the big three for you guys. You guys have been playing outstanding. And congratulations on the success so far, and we look forward to seeing you tonight. And thank you for taking some time to join us this morning, Coach.
Yeah, one thing, Drew, I want to thank our fans. We had the largest crowd in the history of Grissom against Huntsville, so we need to have that again tonight.
No question about it, and we're expecting a raucous
people
one.
There, Coach.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I think so.
Thank
you,
Coach.
get there early to get a seat.
But I appreciate what you do, and the fans out there. A blessing to them, and be safe.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Coach.
and we look forward to seeing you. Coach Jack Dawes taking some time. We always appreciate it.
Yeah, that's good, and it'll be a fun night. And the thing is there's area play going on. There's area play going on all over the place. And so there'll be a lot of area basketball going on tonight, and you can visit really a lot of gyms tonight throughout the North Alabama area and catch up with some really good high school basketball.
Well, think about this. Ronnie Stapler, a good friend of the show too, Westminster. They've had to reconfigure their schedule because they had earlier in the week.
Yeah.
Aniston had an issue with travel, so they're coming down Saturday. But Westminster, who's number one in 4A, their last 5 regular season games, starting tonight, Scott, they play the 5A number 2 Decatur Heritage. Saturday, that game with Aniston, is number 6 Aniston's been rescheduled for 5:30. And then Monday, they're at number 2 West Morgan, and they're number 2 in 3A. And then Tuesday, they play number 4, 2A Mars Hill, and then Thursday James Clemens. So they've got a loaded back end of the last couple of weeks as Westminster to get tested.
All right, let's get the break in. When we come back, more Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
We are working all clear now and not finding any wrecks or stalls or traffic signal problems. You be careful. We are dealing with a heavy traffic load all across the valley. Also be looking out for that construction crew on 565 westbound around Trash Panda Stadium. Looks like they're getting ready to start adding a traffic lane there. Someone dies from heart disease every 36 seconds. Dr. Randall Burns and the team at Huntsville Heart Specialist on Bob Wallace Avenue can help you keep your heart healthy. Captain Eck in the North Parkway, Popeye's Skywatch Traffic Center.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Steve Moulton here with Carrie Rosenblum from Rosenblum Realty. Carrie, for those looking to get their home on the market, what do they need to do?
Well, certainly give us a call, Steve. But what we'll do is come out, look at your home, but also give you, more importantly, what the market is doing about the value of your home, what it's going to bring, again, what the process is going to be to get you to eventually a closing table so you have real money to reinvest or do something else with. So that's very important to know. You get to a closing table with no surprises. Call us at 256-539-9501 or rosenblumrealty.com.
Mark and Henry McDaniel, attorneys at law, are proud alumni of Madison Academy, and Madison Academy is proud of them. They have served our community through their practice, through volunteerism and service on national, state, and local boards. They explain the complexity of critical court rulings on local media. Their successful practice has been built on integrity. Both are veterans of MA Athletics and proud sponsors of Mustang football. McDaniel and McDaniel, attorneys at law. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by the lawyer.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-306-8158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-306-8158. That's 800-306-8158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-306-8158. Again, 800-306-8158.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
What can you expect when you shop for a firearm at Bullet & Barrel? Expect great prices. We specialize in quality over quantity. Expect great service. Our professional sales staff is never pushy. We won't talk you into something that doesn't fit your needs. You have the right to make a smart, informed decision. Expect Bullet & Barrel, Alabama's only 5-star indoor shooting range, to support you after the sale. Bullet & Barrel, 3252 Lehman Ferry Road. Like or follow us on Facebook. Come see us soon.
All right, welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Judy Arman hanging out until 9 a.m. That is when we will put a cap on our weekend. There is some college football news. Nick Saban trying to find his offensive coordinator. No, that's not the news. Miami is needing a new offensive coordinator as well, because Josh Gaddis has been shown the door there in Coral Gables.
Wide receivers coach, bro. I mean, if Holman Wiggins left Alabama, then you might see Nick Saban revisit Gaddis as wide receivers coach, but he's not a coordinator. It's just like when Sal Sunseri for 1 year tried to be Tennessee's defensive coordinator. It was an unmitigated disaster. Sal's a great, defensive line / outside backers coach. He wasn't a D coordinator. Gaddis, I know he won the Broyles Award as the assistant coach of the year for Michigan
in 2021.
Let's just put it this way. I don't think that Harbaugh was all that upset when he left for Miami. And as you saw, they didn't really miss him last year. I do think Gaddis is a good recruiter. I do think he's a good wide receivers coach. I got that feedback from players at Alabama, and people close to players that within the program that they really enjoyed the guy. But I think Nick Saban basically told Gaddis when he left, I think he was irritated that Saban didn't elevate him to OC then, but just like Saban, what I've heard Saban told Sal, you're the best outside backers coach I ever had, but you're not a defensive coordinator. And I don't think he thought Gaddis was ready to be an OC. So,
right.
And Gaddis had 1 year where they had a good run at Michigan. But I think he's still more of a wide receivers coach. Some guys are position coaches, some guys are coordinators, some guys are head coaches. You just find your niche. But I think Cristobal had to make a change. Their offense was an abject disaster at Miami last year.
All right, 256-576-4977. No news on the Alabama offensive coordinator front yet. So it's Friday. We're going into the weekend. No news with searching there. Let's go out to the phone lines.
Here he is.
Yeah, Brandon.
The mayor of Rome.
Brandon is literally, I think, after sitting with him there at Rome, very well could be. Brandon is with us this morning. Good morning, Brandon.
What's up?
Morning. So yesterday when I went and picked up those extra goodies from the Sweet Bar to bring y'all.
Sweet Bar.
Hey,
That's
Sweet Bar.
the name of
Okay,
it.
Scott,
Sweet
the
Bar.
Sweet Bar.
Sweet Bar. Let me tell you, those cannolis are fantastic.
Yeah.
The apple fritter is fantastic.
That's what I would have wanted
The cake
to
was
in.
fantastic.
Did you eat the whole cake?
No, I ate one piece of the cake.
Okay, I didn't know what happened with the cake.
Okay, at this point, what didn't y'all have?
Yeah.
Brandon, I think we went through everything, right?
We pretty much we got the best of the menu for what was the early afternoon menu before they went into dinner, I would say. I mean, when I got that apple fritter from her, she said, "Here, let them try one of these." I looked at her and I said, "It needs to say Direct TV on it." And she said, "Why?" And I said, "Because it's the size of a satellite dish." I mean, I thought there was like a couple in there. Then when Scott pulled it out and was looking at it, I mean, this the size of a baseball catcher's glove.
Well,
They don't do anything small.
Well, when I found out there was only one of them, I knew I didn't have a chance in hell to get the fritter. So, oh well.
Well, I would have brought some more, but I called them at the end of the day when they were getting ready to close, and they'd already kind of been cleaned out for the day.
Yeah.
So she gave me those as just promotionals to try them out, and she said
There
she said our cannolis, she said, we can usually hold our own with anybody on those. The chocolate-covered donuts were gone. I was going to send some of those back.
Look, those cannolis were pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Those cannolis were pretty good. That was as much sugar as I've had in a long time in one day yesterday.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Moulton waved me off at the game. He was like, no more. He was like, no more.
Yeah, look, Moulton tapped out, okay? Moulton tapped out at lunch.
Oh, look
Moulton
out.
tapped out. I was like, come on. Let's go.
Oh.
So, we did have a good time. And my son last night, he's never gotten to sit as low as we sat, even at a D2 ball game.
There you go.
And he looked at me and he said, this is moving so fast. I said, yes, this is D2 ball, and the speed at which the game is played is different. I said, it looks different when you're sitting right up on it versus when you're at Alabama way up, 30, 40 rows. And he was really impressed with 33. He was really impressed with 45. And then number 3 started heating up. And there were some people behind us. There was a guy out there, a curly-headed guy. They called him Germ, maybe. He shot a 3, and the guy behind me told me, he said, if he hits a 3, he's like, I'm running through this place butt naked. And I said, well, we might want to get out of here about halftime.
Yeah, so 33, Max Schulman. Max Schulman is that is one of.
He had 14 last night.
That is one of Coach Schulman's sons. He's got 2 that play on the team. Number 55, Tanner, and then he's got Max, 33. Luke Burnett, number 3. Luke Burnett is the sharpshooter. That boy will shoot it from anywhere.
I just got one thing to say, man. If I knew you were going to frame a picture of me, I wish you'd use my new profile picture because I was about 50 pounds heavier than that when you used me.
Felt like a eulogy.
It did. I mean, I saw it. I was like, what the hell? He's bringing Steve, we're on the drive, and Steve's like, he's got a picture of you framed. He's taking to Coach Schulman. I'm like, oh, wow, hell, I hope they win. If they don't, I'll never be allowed back.
You should have seen the look on his face. It looked like somebody showed a crucifix Vlad Dracula.
I can't wait to talk to him about this.
He didn't look at us the whole time we were there. It was funny because I was like, hey, Coach, I was like, which chair you want me to put this in? And he looked
my
and jumped
Lord.
back. I couldn't resist doing it. I had to. But 45 is a big dude that can jam it down.
Yeah,
and he's
Daniel
a genius,
Saylor.
too.
He's
also
just a sophomore, too.
And he's a genius, Daniel Saylor.
Yeah. He spent time working as an intern. He's one of the nicest guys in a way. When you start talking to him, it's like he's just a gentle giant. But that is how they've been trying to get him to play and play. If he starts doing that, he's going to be a force.
And they need him with C.J.
C.J.
Williamson taking this 2-week break.
Yes,
Scott.
they do. They need him down low because he gives them something C.J. can't. I mean, C.J.
Right.
is
Daniel is a
Charles
mountain.
Barkley thing.
Yeah.
He's small, he's undersized,
Daniel is
but yet he's
6'11".
battling. Daniel Saylor's an enforcer.
Yeah, they need Daniel to step up.
What's he run, about 6'7", or how tall is he?
Oh, boy.
You talking about Saylor?
Yeah.
I think Saylor's close to 6'10", 6'11". He's a taller dude.
Okay, well, he looked like
CJ's about 6'4", and then Chaney's about 6'7".
Let's see. They list Daniel Saylor as 6'11", 240.
I'd say 6'10", probably in that range. But, yeah, he's 6'10", 6'11". He's the tallest guy on the team. So, he looked,
He looked to be just a little smaller than like Boban Marjanovic, but nowhere near as ugly. So,
well, Brandon, I did tell Drew though that the ribeye with the garlic or with the Cajun butter.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
I'll say this:
the Cajun butter was so good, and I had it with, and I know you're not a fan of these, but I had it with Brussels sprouts. And the Cajun butter, though, seeped into the Brussels sprouts, and they were out of this world there with the steak. And the salad. You would love the salad bar because it got a plate and you got to pile it as high as you wanted before you got your meal.
Yeah. So, there you go.
Yeah, I love a salad bar that needs its own room.
Well,
yes, it has its own room.
I would definitely wanted to try the okra. The okra looked interesting. Y'all didn't try those fried peppers?
He did not have them at the moment. That was like he was trying to do the 40-ounce porterhouse for Scott.
Good
But when he got in touch with Wright's meat cutting, they couldn't get them because they needed some lead time on them because the guy said he's just so short on help trying to get stuff out the door. He needs 4 or 5 days. And when I let him know they were coming, it was on a little short notice. So we figured we would warm Scott up and let him try the 12-ounce. Then we were going to work him into something else. But he, after he had the cake, the okra, the sweet potato fries, and the rest of it, I guess he was trying to hold a little bit of room.
Hold a little bit.
I guess if Huntsville High goes back to Lake Point this summer, I've got to try this place then.
Well, we're going back to shorter. See, here's the thing. We thought we were done going to shorter, but we have one more year. Shorter's not leaving the Gulf South Conference until 25, so we will have one more return trip to Rome.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to make it a party next time.
Oh, Lord.
That means you're going to have to go next time.
Yeah. Hold on to your ass, Fred.
Bailey's ready.
All right,
thank you, hold on to your rear end. I saw this crap about Ed Reed.
Yes.
Does that make him in line with Mike Price that he got offered a job and got fired before he could even get the contract?
Oh,
yeah, he was there for 25 days or something like that at Bethune-Cookman, and that's just,
It's just
all right, Brent, we are up against the break.
Man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for everything yesterday.
Appreciate
Cannot thank you enough. Brandon, great stuff there. Let's get a break in. Christian Schweers joins us on the flip side. Yes, ribeye with Cajun butter. Woo.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly sunny sky this afternoon, making for a really nice end of the work week. Temperatures climbing into the lower 50s, dropping into the low and mid-30s as we head into the overnight, early into your Saturday morning. We're going to start Saturday off with plenty of sunshine, but then cloud cover's quickly going to build into the area once we get to Saturday afternoon, and especially as we head into Saturday evening. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 50s on Saturday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Got a couple of wrecks where Old Madison Pike and Slaughter has some eastbound blockage. No injury reported. And we did get an injury report, Madison Boulevard at Flagstone. That one's fairly new as well. Everything else seems to be moving nicely. You be careful on the rest of your ride in this morning. Snelling needs a paralegal with experience in family law. Snelling, how the area's best companies hire talent. Huntsville.snelling.com. Captain Nick in the North Parkway Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
Hi, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to kickstart the new year with 0% interest. We've got financing as low as 0% APR for 36 months on 2022 and 2023 models of F-150, Explorer, Edge, and Escape. Plus, there's an extra $1,000 bonus cash on F-150 XLT. Come on in to Woody Anderson Ford today and choose from over 100 F-150s and nearly 50 Explorers. I bet you can find exactly what you're looking for. And we've also got longer-term financing as low as 4.9% for up to 72 months. It's available on 2022 F-150, Explorer, Edge, Escape, and Mustang. With your good credit, these offers are through Ford Motor Credit. Offers end January 31st. At Woody Anderson Ford, we'd be glad to walk you through the online ordering, too. Plus, you'll get $1,000 bonus cash. Come see us and let's get 2023 off to a great start. Woody Anderson Ford, Jordan at Sparkman. Hope to see you soon.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I was sensitive to lights and sounds, so I built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. Sometimes I do the same things over and over, until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN Zone. Scott Tyson, Rudy Armand. 30 minutes left. Less than 30 minutes of our show, of our week. And we're going to finish our final interview of the week doing what we did to start our number 2. And that is talk some more high school basketball. We previewed the Huntsville-Grissom game from the Grissom bench. Now we move across the sideline and we talk it from the Huntsville bench.
Yeah, they've been playing really well in 7A Area 7 play, no question about it. A very impressive performance on the road earlier this week against Albertville High School, so it sets this up tonight. I mean, this is basically for the de facto championship of this area, one of the toughest in the state of Alabama. You've had 3 teams ranked in the state rankings throughout much of the season. There's no question about that. We knew, and one of them, who's really going to finish third in this area, won the Huntsville City Classic for the second straight year. And, of course, that's Jamie Coggins, who's done a great job with that program at Sparkman High School, no question. And now the Huntsville Crimson Panthers have risen to number 4 in the 7A state rankings. They're going to take on number 6 Grissom. They're going to try to do something that's very difficult to do, to sweep their biggest rival. Certainly going to try to do that tonight over what should be a raucous Huntsville High gym. I know the tickets have been going quickly, and he's preparing for this tonight. And Christian Swears, who's always generous with his time, has been good enough to join us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Coach, good morning.
Good morning, Drew and Scott. Happy to be with you.
Thank you for
Coach.
Joining us, Coach. And your team playing very well. I mean, when you go on the road like they've done in this difficult area and win 3 games by double figures, Coach, you've got to be pleased with how your team's playing right now.
Yeah, I mean, we are. I feel like we're not our total team there in the first half of the year, missing a key piece for us, and felt like we started clicking around Christmas time. And not that we weren't playing well before that, but I just felt like we started to play towards our potential, and we've played really well since the turn of the calendar, and not really all that surprising to me or us because we've got so many returners back.
Mm-hmm.
And we felt like back in the summer we had a chance to have a good team and a good season, and had a really good off season, really good preseason coming in. And so tough schedule early on has proven to be good for us heading into the area. And, we're going for our 3rd regular season area championship in 3 years.
That's really strong, yeah, especially in this area.
When you look at the film, Coach, when you watch just you guys, what do you like most right now of this team heading into? I mean, this is where coaches want to start peaking. You want to start trending in that right direction. What do you like most about your team?
Well, I just like this team a lot because they got great chemistry. They really care about each other. All the intangibles you got to have in place to have a really good team. Barring, talent and all those things and athleticism obviously matter. But we've seen over the course of time that the most talented teams, the most athletic teams don't always win and advance late in the year. And our team has all the intangibles, and that's what I love most about them because they are talented, but they choose to be unselfish every single day with each other. And they want to win more than they want to individually show out. And there's a lot of guys on this team that could go get a bucket. For most high school teams, they average 20, 22 a game. I think we got 4 guys close to double figures, and that speaks to the unselfishness of our team offensively. And then the other thing I like about us is that we have adjusted a little bit defensively, played more to our strengths, played more to our length, and try not to give up angles and keep the ball in front and make people score over us.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no doubt. It's such a lot of size on this Huntsville Crimson Panthers team, 6'9", 6'8", 6'6", 6'5", and you guys do a great job. I think defensively, that's the underrated part. I mean, in area play defensively, Coach, you guys have done some different things on that end of the floor depending on the opponent, but defensively, very, very rock solid, and that comes back to getting a guy like J.D. Gossett back. He was just starting to get his feet underneath him with the Huntsville City Classic, but he's a key because he doesn't have to score to affect the game in many different ways.
Yeah, correct. He's a heck of a player, and he's the ultimate glue guy. If there's an all-state team for glue guys, which there probably should be at some point because that's the stuff that matters, honestly, he would be a first-team all-state glue guy. Can score, will score, doesn't always need to score because he's making the right play. He's such a good facilitator with the ball in his hands, and he just does all the little things. He gets every 50-50 ball, and he just makes winning. He impacts winning, and so as a coach, you love those type of guys.
No question about it. He did bring so many things. And then, we talked to Jack Dawson about DJ Thompson and what he's done as he's been with the program for a full season now because of his transfer from Mae Jemison, and he's gotten comfortable in their system and I think had a great senior year and going to have a chance to move on to the college level. But you had a newcomer transfer into your lineup, Simon Walker. He of course, was with you in the summer and then this season, but it still takes time to get used to playing with a new group, and he saved his best for area play, Coach.
Yeah, Simon is a really fun player to coach, high IQ kid, really is in step with kind of what I'm thinking at all times. I've been impressed by that, in game, like he's making suggestions I'm already thinking about. And so he's got all that stuff going on, and he's 6'5" and can really shoot it. Probably his best skill outside of shooting, he's a really good passer. Great vision, really good passer. And so, sky's the limit for him in terms of potential, but I'm just so proud of him for, his motor. He has really turned into a hard-playing player who plays hard all the time, competes all the time, and he's become a much better defensive player than he was when he first got here in June. In terms of molding in with the guys, and he's grown up with these guys. He grew up in Huntsville, lived in Huntsville, played with a lot of these guys are sophomores when they were younger, and so they all know each other. They're all friends, and so it's not like a huge adjustment for him. We've enjoyed him. He's been lights out here in these area games, and obviously our play has risen as a result.
Well, head coach Christian Swear is joining us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, head coach of Huntsville High. Huntsville hosting Grissom tonight. Coach, when you watch the film tonight, what's a couple of those challenges?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind when you're playing a Jack Doss coach Grissom team is, being able to control tempo, dealing with their physicality, and then you got to win the wool on the glass. And to me, that's no different than the first time we played them. Those are the same three keys. And so it's not a lot different tonight because that's what they really do well. And but outside of that, I think in these type rivalry games, when you're going to play in front of 2,000 people tonight potentially, that's a lot on a high school kid. And so we try to tell our guys that we play to a standard every day. And we're not coming out here to do something different tonight just because there's more people in the building. We're coming out here to play to our standard and play off intensity and not emotion. And if we do that and we play to our strength, I feel good about tonight. This is a game we're familiar with. As I said earlier, we're trying to win our third straight regular season area championship and host the area tournament. So this is what we work hard for. This is what these guys sacrifice for most of the season. And just trying to go get it done and reward themselves for the work they've put in.
No question. I mean, and this is, you tweeted this out and put it on social media after the Huntsville City Classic, which was hugely successful again. This is what separates basketball in North Alabama from the rest of the state, and we're not being arrogant about it. It's just a fact, Coach. I mean, the tickets are going quickly. It's going to be an event tonight. It's in demand. This is why basketball is so important here.
Yeah, I mean, it's different up here for sure. Football is more important in some other areas, and not that it's not important here. It is. It's just basketball is a sport that they really love. We really love basketball here in Huntsville, and I think there's no better place to watch a high school basketball game than Huntsville High School's gym. It's an incredible environment, atmosphere. And, I'll just be honest with you, I've never seen, since I've been here, the ticket sales go as quick as they have before a big game. And that includes, the other Grissom games we've had with them over the years.
Right.
I expect it to be, if it's not sold out, it'll be near capacity. Somebody better call the fire marshal.
I was going to say, everybody better get there early because there's not going to be a lot of seats available. Certainly dignitaries, anybody It's going to be a great atmosphere. Huntsville trying to sweep Grissom. It's very difficult to do against the Jack Doss team. They're very well coached. They're 21-6. Huntsville 18-8 overall. Both teams have played very difficult schedules, especially Huntsville High. Coach, I was going back through it. I mean, I believe every team is either ranked or been ranked throughout the year that you guys have played, nearly especially in those 8 losses. But you always learn in basketball. We talked about this with John Schulman earlier in the week. A lot of times it's how you react to adversity, whether it's within a game and winning a game, or even how you react from a defeat and how you develop as a team. And I think this challenging schedule you guys have played, which I think is as good as any in the state, has prepared you for area play.
Yeah, and that's typically the formula for us since I got here. This is my 5th season now at Huntsville, and that's been the same formula. Is we're going to play really tough competition early in the year, try to get exposed, and not learn from these things that happen, whether we win or lose, but learn from the games that we play against these really good teams, whether it be in state or out of state, and not let it crush us and bring us back together. And we typically, when we get an area play, we feel more confident, we're ready to roll, and when we get to the playoffs, we're ready to play. No matter what style it is, we're prepared for it. And so that's what you hope is going to happen, And so I'm excited about our team and where we are, but we still want to keep playing basketball for about another 6 weeks. A lot of respect for Coach Dawson and the career he's had. I've enjoyed getting to coach against him. He's somebody I looked up to when I first got into coaching in my early 20s, and a little surreal that I'm coaching against him in rivalry games, and so a lot of respect for him and how he has turned that program around. And they've battled through adversity this year, and they're playing their best basketball when they need to. And so I know they'll be ready to come in and compete. Should be a great game tonight, and encourage everybody to come out in the community and support these student athletes.
Yeah, no question, and see the development of guys like Josh Bowman, who has improved so exponentially, even in the last month, from where we've seen him playing with so much more confidence, following the lead of some of your stalwarts like the Caleb Harrisons and the Jamari Man Arnolds, who recently scored his 1,000th point. So it's going to be a great atmosphere. Get your tickets. It's only GoFan, everybody. That's how you get your tickets for these. And there was, I know, limited student tickets, so students from Grissom, students from Huntsville, get your tickets. Be there early. It's going to be probably the atmosphere of the year. And, of course, if you can't get in the gym, as you heard Coach talk about the fire marshal, don't forget ETV with Steve Moulton tonight, our own Steve Moulton. But get there early, be a part of this. It's going to be a great event, and it's because of coaches like Christian Swears and Jack Doss and the basketball that their teams are playing. It's going to be a top 10 matchup, and we'll decide 7A Area 7. Coach, we really appreciate the time. Look forward to seeing you this afternoon.
Guys, as always, thank you for what you do for high school sports. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Let's get our final break in, wrap it up with your tomorrow's headlines today.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Wrapping up this morning with a couple of wrecks showing. We had Madison Boulevard and Flagstone reported with an injury, and we had Old Madison Pike and Slaughter. That one reported some eastbound blockage, but no injury reported there. And we picked up a wreck on the Parkway southbound. This is near Mountain Gap. It's coming in as a no-injury accident. No hose, no mask. You could ask Dr. Sandman, that's Dr. Sandlin, for the medically proven benefits of the Somnodent for sleep apnea and for snoring. Dr. Sandlin, 350-CARE. Captain Nick in the North Parkway Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
This is Attorney Tommy Sinyard on behalf of Sinyard Law, and again proud to be a sponsor of All Things Football here on ESPN Radio. My son Bart and I started our own law firm July 1 and are very proud and excited to be bringing you our 50 years of collective national award-winning injury trial law experience. Check us out on the web, sinyardlaw.com.
Sinyard Law, nationally recognized, locally respected.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
At Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, people call the award-winning burgers totally insane, which is a compliment, because Bad Daddy's Burgers are just that, chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness built with premium Angus beef. They're bold and they're bad. Pair one with one of their signature cocktails or assortment of local craft brews. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, 2317 Memorial Parkway. Check out our menu and even order online at BadDaddy'sBurgerBar.com.
From the Alabama Crimson Tide to the Atlanta Braves, we are 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama, located online at universitykia.com. It's time for tomorrow's headlines today with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
So if you pay attention to Major League Baseball, and I know a lot of you do, this may or may not interest you, but if it does also affect the Atlanta Braves as well.
Right.
Sinclair is about to file bankruptcy for Bally Sports. Diamond Sports, yeah. 19 franchises are going to be affected by this if it all goes down like they say it's going to go down, because you will not be getting your media rights money. And for the Atlanta Braves, it's like $80 million this coming year, because Bally Sports is going to file for bankruptcy for Bally's. They do not have the money to operate the Bally Sports network. Sinclair is the one that has been running it through Diamond Sports. So they are about ready to file bankruptcy. They're calling it the biggest sports media rights deal blunder in the history of everything, because it is not good. $8.6 billion debt is how much it's going to happen. And the Atlanta Braves, let's see, when I did this last night, the Atlanta Braves, they were supposed to get $80 million a year. It was supposed to rise up in that form. Sinclair, they were going to get $80 million from Sinclair. That would go up to $100 million in 2023 and $120 by 2027. And if this goes bankruptcy, there is a lot of unknowns on where teams are going to get this money. So could be something to keep an eye on going forward.
Yeah, I mean, it could. It will probably resolve itself. There'll probably be, if Bally falls to the wayside, there'll be another company that I'm sure is going to definitely be aggressive in trying to get the Atlanta Braves and get them on cable. I mean, it's very lucrative. And of course, it may further explain, even though he's staying in the Bally network, we really haven't talked about it on the show, and it's really going to be interesting. Chip Carey leaving. the Braves to go to the Cardinals.
Yeah, they're one of them. There's 19 of them.
Yeah, because there's a lot. Valley had a little umbrella.
Yeah,
going
and the Cardinals is one of them.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are looking because I want to say it's they're up there in millions as well.
Probably what's
going
to happen.
Going to get
Valley's going to get bought by somebody and repackaged. I would imagine is usually what happens with these companies because because I know they used to be Sport South and then Valley bought them and everything get changed it, but we'll see.
Got a text from Bailey.
Okay,
who's across the glass. And I'm going to read this text because now I know you officially do not pay attention to the show.
Okay.
He just sent a note saying Billy Packer passed away.
Bailey, bro.
I've got so many things going on behind here at one time. Multiple systems messing up on me. I can't pay attention to every single story.
Oh, Lord.
No, I am not making fun of Billy Packer passing away.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we actually making fun of me for not.
We paid homage.
We
to
actually
Billy.
paid a clip from Billy Packer and paid homage to him.
And again, I wasn't a huge fan, but certainly sent prayers to the family.
Yes.
And he was a broadcaster that was. I mean,
Yes.
we're talking about the '83 NC State game. He did so many huge games in college basketball history.
That's okay.
But no,
it's Friday.
I'm trying my best.
It's Friday, but
we're basically going to have to buy you some coffee, Bailey.
Got to give him something. I mean,
we're taking shots at you, son. We're gonna have to get you a Keurig in the room.
There's a Keurig downstairs.
I don't know. We're just gonna have to get it right beside him. I mean,
you could go right downstairs and get him some coffee.
Call Ray and get him some espresso or something.
Do that
some
during
of that
the
stuff.
show. That's not professional.
What?
Going down to the show and getting some coffee.
We've had worse.
No, we've had smoke breaks with the dadgum phone ringing. So,
well, I mean, we loved Ray.
Yeah.
We loved Ray to death, but Ray would.
Ray can give us some good coffee because Ray's the coffee expert.
But he would watch Wheel of Fortune during the drive, and he wouldn't even be paying attention.
But I'm just talking about Ray's a coffee expert.
Oh no! I tell you what,
and it would smell good in here.
Oh, it smelled like a barista.
Yeah.
In here, look at us using a big word to close the week out.
Yeah. Well.
But no, it was. So we'll solve this issue of you.
Well, come on out, come early. It's going to be a sold-out crowd over at Huntsville for the Grissom game. We're going to decide 7A Area 7, as Coach Swears said. Support these young people. See, a future Hall of Fame coach against a Hall of Fame coach tonight. Great matchup. We appreciate both coaches, Coach Jack Doss and, of course, Coach Christian Swears for joining us.
All right, we'll have UAH basketball tomorrow. Don't forget, 1 and 3. But the men's game will be on at 3, Alabama basketball on at the same time, so you're going to have to download the app. So if you want to listen to both, you can do so. Listen to us over the airwaves, have the app, and listen to UAH basketball. You can have doubleheader basketball in the palm of your hands. It's that simple. It's that easy. Enjoy high school basketball tonight, Bailey. We'll get you some coffee. I promise.
Espresso.
Yes.
NFL playoff season is here, and the best place to catch all of the action, all the way up until the Super Bowl, is Humphrey's Bar.